Oh. Okay. Um, hey, it's Jay, and I'm going to be playing Hogwarts Legacy. Starting a new save. It is modded because I like using mods. But yeah, I already have a save. but that's personal. Shut up. Yeah, I'm dumb. Whoop. Yes, I know. I'm aware. I'm aware. Here we go. New save. Oh, jeez. Why is broadcasting enabled? What? Shut up. It's probably gonna take a hot minute for the shaders. It takes like a solid couple minutes, like a solid minute at least for the shaders, just because Aurora's not a tank. Aurora does her best, but she's not a tank. It's still going. Oh boy. There we go. Finally. Alright. Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. We are pleased to inform you that you've been accepted at Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry as a 5th year student. Term begins on the 1st of September. Preliminary supplies have been collected for you and will accompany you on your journey to the castle. As you may be aware, the decree of the reasonable restriction of underage sorcery prohibits the use of magic by those under the age of 17 outside the school. However, due to your unique circumstances, the Ministry has graciously agreed to allow Professor Elazar Fig to help you hone your spellcasting before escorting you from London to the castle for the start of term feast and the sorting ceremony. Yours sincerely, M. Weasley, Professor Weasley, Deputy Headmistress. Let's go. I will admit, I did not think. Oh boy. Oh, okay. They have the mark on them, but they're not broken. That's cute. I did not think. I didn't think about who I wanted him to be. That's cute. No, I like this guy. He's kind of sad. He looks so concerned about everything. I think that's a good base. Oh, now that I get in his face, he looks a little disgusted. Oh. Yeah, I think we'll go with glass. Sorry. I don't think we'll go with glasses, but. Na 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 na. I think there's something with the skin detail that's just making it a little weird for the skin. And also, just in general, this is like a more cool toned shade. It doesn't help that it's like uneven along the face. Which that is realistic, you know, skin's not always going to be perfectly even. But like it's brighter here and it almost makes it look kind of like bruising, and then that is like so much darker, and it's like in certain angles it just looks like a massive bruise on the front of his forehead. with a warmer kind of black like this, it's not like, it's a little bit more noticeable, but also at the same time it's not quite as bad, I suppose, with like the slightly strange shading in certain areas on the skin for certain skin tones. Like, you don't see it head on because the light shines directly on it. That's probably why they did it, because they just forgot to like angle it a little bit and be like, oh wait a minute, that looks a little strange. Like the nose looks like it was just schlonk popped on. Because it's like it's not blended. I do believe you're supposed to blend it a little, but anyway, I'm getting distracted. See, and I don't know why it's only on the black skin tones. Like the dark skin tones specifically, because like this is black, but it's like a light skin tone, or maybe like Arabian. No, like I don't know. It's just like it doesn't quite have it, even when you turn it. Like it does still have like a little bit that looks a little different, but it's not quite the same as on the darker skin tones. And I think that's interesting. I wonder if it was just purely done on accident, or if it was just that they didn't care enough, that they were like, eh, whatever, they'll still use it if they really want. Or I wonder if it's just something specific to this preset, because I do know that the presets are like, you know, they're presets. There's always going to be something about them that not everyone's going to like. It's just, presets are just so you can slap it on there and then be like, okay, I kind of like it, but I'm also like, you know, I don't love it, so I will fix it. Because, like, yeah, it's a preset. It's what presets are for. Hi. I do have some custom hairs. I do wish I had some longer ones, to be honest. Because I do feel like he would be a long-haired boy. There's something not... There's a color I want, but I'm not... I do know I want it to not be a natural one. Ooh. I do quite like that. The way it kind of moves. Oh, that's sick. I do have 31 extra hair colors from one of the mods. Ouch. My hand. My wrist specifically. I do quite like this purple. That's a very nice purple. Like a lavender-ish. Not quite. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Ooh. And like this green is delightful. Like, this green reminds me of... It reminds me of Blaze, which is lovely. Because Blaze does her hair, like, with that sort of shade of green. And I really like it. It looks nice on them. I got this pink. Oh. A different kind of purple. It is like a richer, more reddish purple, and I like it. But I'm not gonna use it. Lighter green. I do like how some of these hairstyles, it has like the platinum at the base, and then it goes into the color, and I really like that. Ooh. That's kind of like an inverse of what I have going on right now. I got my natural black at the base, and then platinum at the tips. I gotta redo it. It's unfortunate. I have to redo it, but I'm broke. Just the way it is. Get this pink. Ooh, I hadn't seen this one before. I actually really like that. Oh my gosh. I've rocked this one a couple times. Do they have a mohawk? Kind of, but not really. They have an undercut, not a mohawk, but you know. Wait. Oh, no, never mind. Oh my god. He looks like he's in a boy band. Pretty. I did want something longer though. If I cannot find anything good here, I will go back and find a mod. But as of right now, I really do just I really do just want to kind of like, oh, interesting. I do think in the beginning it's kind of just like a, oh, this is kind of a bit of a rushed thing, because in the beginning it's very like, oh, you're starting Hogwarts as a 5th year, and it's not a letter I think anyone is prepared to get, you know? Like, by the 5th year, they're already pretty established in their life as, yeah, I'm not gonna get magic. Especially if they already came from a magical family. By the 5th year, they're gonna be like, yeah, I'm a squib, unfortunately. It's just the way things are, I guess. So they're not gonna be too concerned about, you know, how they look. Oh, I didn't realize this was long. This is nice. That's nice. I do wish there were more hairstyles like this. It is unfortunate that there's so little Afro-centered hairstyles. But I do also understand that sometimes it can be a bit harder to render. Like, simply the amount of texture that goes into Afro-centered hairstyles. Like, I understand that it can be difficult, but also with larger game companies, I think they don't really have the excuse that smaller game companies have. Because if you're a large game company, you should have the amount of people it takes to figure out how to do curls properly and how to do afro texture properly. Like, seriously. Ooh. Kind of, but not really. I've done that color for a character once before. Not the, oh. Oh no. The braid is twerking. How fun. I do quite like this hair color. It is a very beautiful hair color. It's a hair color I've done once before. Not intentionally, it just kind of happened, and it was very nice. It was very nice. I was getting compliments left and right. Sorry, my throat is kind of raw. I've been sick. It's unfortunate, but whatever. I do still quite like this dusky blue. It is very nice. I do want to find a hairstyle slightly more in his face, because for some reason I do feel like, in particular, this would be like a shyer character. Like, eager to help, but still very shy. And it's unfortunate, because not a lot of these hairs have it more in your face, and then the length that I want. But we could do it as a later on it gets changed because, oh, he let it grow out during the school year and stuff like that. I do know a bun is one of the easier things to do with your hair if you don't know how to do much with it. So I think this one could be good. Forgive me if you can hear my mouse clicking. I have had a couple issues with setting up the noise suppression. So hopefully you cannot hear my AC in the background, and hopefully you cannot hear my mouse clicking rapidly. I think I will kind of go with this duskier blue color. Yeah, I knew there was a complexion button, because I was gonna say it might have been just the complexion with how the darker skin tones looked, which we can go back to that. Yeah. Well, no, it's still kind of there. But if we go to this one specifically, like, it's still kind of there, but it's not quite as bad with this complexion, I suppose. Yeah. Because this adds a little bit of a warmer tone to the complexion, and it does make it look a lot less like bruising, but it does make it look as if he's kind of flushed. So if you do want a character that is, you know, you feel like as if they'd be easy to fluster, you could go with something like this one. So even on dark skin, it does kind of make them look a little flushed, a little nervous. Yeah. This one has deep eye bags, that or it's bruising. Likely eye bags, though. I don't think they have a lot of bruising options in here. It does look bruised, though. But I think that's just how they did the colors for the complexions. Oh, what's going on? Yes, I'm aware. I already did that. No, not what I wanted. I wanted this one. Complexion. Yeah, very deep eye bags for this one. It makes him look absolutely wrecked. Which, when you join, like, if you joined Hogwarts as a 5th year, I imagine you would probably be absolutely wrecked. Simply because you've already settled into a life that you think is going to be the rest of your life. Like, you've likely joined a muggle school, and it's like, okay, well, there goes my dreams of, you know, having magic, doing magic, living within the magical realm. So I guess I'll just go to a muggle school, get a muggle education, get a muggle job one day, and then one day, when you're in the age for your 5th year, all of a sudden you just get a letter and it's like, hey, surprise. It's like, what? Huh? Excuse me? Pardon? Pardon? What do you mean? Huh? Like, that must be absolutely, like, not terrible, because it's like, oh, cool, I do have magic. But also, it's probably just, like, so tumultuous, I suppose. I don't know. Like, that full upheaval of the life that you've finally settled into probably took you a couple years to settle into. Like, that must be horrible. It's like you've settled into things, you think this is how your life is gonna be from now on, and then all of a sudden, hey, by the way, here you go. What? I feel like the light frecklage is like nice, but with the scar it makes it look a little too busy. I don't know. I do like it that it slits the eyebrow with the scar. That's nice. It's a very nice detail. It's not just slapped on there. I do like scars. I do like when my characters have scarring. I think it adds a little bit of extra flavor. You know, it adds a little extra flavor. It adds a little bit of, because like even if the scarring doesn't have some sort of like major backstory to it, I'm gonna change hair for a second. Anyway, okay. But even if the scarring doesn't have like a massive backstory to it, it still adds a little bit to their character. Because like I have a little bit of scarring on my face, but mine is mostly acne scars. Mine is my inability to sit still and just not pick at things. And I do think like that little bit of scarring, it can tell a story, even if it's something as simple as, oh, just a small bit on the bridge of the nose, or hey, this massive thing. Cause like this, who knows what this could be? Who knows what backstory is done with that? With this, I don't know. Maybe they fell, smacked their head on a table when they were young, and it just kind of turned into that. Maybe they fell into some glass, got knocked into some glass. Maybe they were abused. With this, maybe they're an animal lover and they just, you know, tried to help an animal, got clawed. Same goes with these two. Because I know there are quite a few animal lovers in the Harry Potter universe, you know, and there are quite a few dangerous, very dangerous animals within the Harry Potter universe. So it's entirely possible. I do know I've used this one before. There's something about it, about the intricity. I think that's how you... There's something about how intricate it is that just, it's so appealing, I suppose. Like there's something about it that draws you in, and it's like, man, because like it almost looks like lettering that's been dashed over, covered up. Anyway, it's not about that though. I think we'll stick with something simple for this guy. I don't think he'd be getting into much trouble. I do want to give him slightly more concerned looking eyebrows. No, that just makes him look mad. Yeah, something like that. Which I think I think that's what he came with. That's fine, that's fine. Oh, that's his eye color. Whoops. I thought that was the eyebrow color. My bad, my bad. There are some people who commit to the bit and just dye their eyebrows. I know I did for a little bit. Don't put bleach on your eyebrows. Don't put bleach anywhere near your eyes, no matter what. It's not a good idea. The only reason I dyed my eyebrows is because I was using a dye that specifically does not force you to bleach your hair, because I have darker hair, and it's one of those hair dyes where it's like can be put on dark hair, and then it just, like, without having to use bleach, it just turns your hair that color. Yeah, that stuff lasted for 6 years without a touch-up. I had to grow it out and then cut it off to get rid of it. Like, don't get me wrong, it works like a charm. It works a little too well. But like specifically the red that it was, because I don't remember the brand name, but it was the red that it was, and it worked so well that it worked too well, because it just I put it on my hair once. Well, I didn't put it on once, I put it on more than once. Every time I thought it was getting a little too, pardon, a little too close to my natural hair color, I would re-dye it. But by the time I stopped dyeing it, when I stopped dyeing my hair that specific color of red, after that, it took me 4 or 5 years to get rid of it all, simply because it would not fade out. It got to the point where I was growing my hair out just to cut it, just so I could cut off the red, because I was like, okay, I don't want red anymore, but it'll fade out eventually. And then it never did. It never faded out fully. So then I had like my natural hair in like the roots and stuff, and then I had just the red at the bottom, and like it had faded out to an extent. I think I'm gonna go with these eyes. These eyes are pretty, and they have like a little bit of purple around the iris, and I like that. But they had like, I had like my natural color at the base, and then I like that. I had my natural color at the base, and then like the red at the ends, except for it was like this really deep red that just refused to fade out no matter what I did. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh, whoa. Hat hair. Where was it? What was it? This one? Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, I know. I cannot speak for the life of me. I do quite like this one. I do know some people with curls will straighten their hair just because it feels easier to maintain, but all it really does is heat damage it, honestly, if you're doing it every single day. It's not good for your hair, especially when you've dyed it. I know for a little bit I was kind of straightening my hair. I stopped. I stopped straightening my hair. It didn't feel worth it.
A few cobwebs and some dust. Nothing to...
That was quite something.
It was wonderful. I believe I'm really going...
I am indeed. A few cobwebs and some dust. Nothing to be concerned about.
That was quite something. It was... I am indeed a student, but I could very well be able to help you. A few cobwebs and some dust. That was quite something.
I like that kind of voice. Oh. I don't remember what I had it set to on my other save, but it got to the point where I think I'll go for easy. I'm not much of a gamer, I will admit. I think last time I had it set to story, oh my goodness, I was blowing through it. Let's see. What should your name be? Oh my goodness. I'm getting messages left and right. Every time I'm in the middle of something. I think maybe a starry name. I do quite like the idea of that. I do quite like that His hair in the background are kind of the same shade. That's very nice. No, I don't know. Stop that. Go away. Dismiss. I do quite like that name. But no, not quite. Let's I love when I love when parenting forums refer to children as rugrats. I don't know, there's something so funny about it. I was like, ah, rugrat. Ooh, actually. Number 17 on this website, Hydrus. If you want to name your newborn boy after a literal constellation, this name is one in the southern hemisphere near the south celestial pole, and is also the name of one of the serpents in Medusa's hair. Hydrus. I do quite like that name, and that does open up a storyline possibility. Hydrus. Although that does... See, that's the issue with doing the design and then finding a name, because it just... When you find a name that you really like, it does make you want to change certain aspects of a character so that the name fits a little bit better. Let's see. Snake Eyes. Snake Eyes are usually... they're usually some kind of vibrant color, I do believe. If they're venomous... Ah, jeez, my throat. They do usually have like those vibrant yellow eyes. Ooh. I do quite like these are a little greenish as well. And the thing is, I could go with like a light green, or maybe a deep green. Oh, whoa. I do like that within the options, the color choices do change a little bit. Because, like, I could do this, but it feels like a little too much green, you know? Ooh. And this is very much like a peacock color, which I very much like. Actually, I think there are a couple snakes that do have like that shift from blue to green, kind of like this, and it is very beautiful. Very, very beautiful. And like, it still does have the blue that I wanted, it just has a little bit of green too. So I think I'll switch it to this. Oh, whoops. My bad. My bad. Sorry. I know there is... Pardon. In astrology, there is a 13th zodiac. Quote unquote. Some people believe in it, some people don't. But it is like the water serpent or something like that. 13th zodiac sign. Yeah, I don't know how to say it. How would I say this? Ophiuchus? Ophiuch? I don't know. I do quite like that as a last name for him, possibly. I do know it was a lot of hubbub when the first talkings of this came out. Oh, there were so many people that were like, no, there are not 13 Zodiacs. There's 12. And if you try to give me a new Zodiac after I just learned it, I'm not gonna be very happy. And it's like, dude, it's Star Talk, man. Who cares? Shush. Astrology. Yeah. I don't want a history lesson, to be honest. I just want... Shush. I don't care. Yeah, because with the 13 Zodiacs, I am in fact Taurus. But with the 12, I'm a Gemini. It's... I don't know. And... I don't know. I think it's weird. Whatever. Not weird. I think it's whatever. Yeah. Ophiuchus, the constellation, represents the Serpent Bearer. And I do quite like that. Now, this does open up very interesting roleplay aspects, because I could make him a Slytherin. He has the name Hydrus Ophiuchus. So, I could very well make him a very nervous Slytherin. However, I could also not make him a Slytherin at all and go for irony. I don't know. He will be a wizard. It will be easy. Well, we can do normal. We'll do normal. You're gonna watch me fail a lot, but we can do normal. Let's go. Ooh, hello.
Ah, it appears we are almost ready to depart. It's a pity we didn't have a bit more time to spend on spellcasting. I presume you've been practicing the spells we worked on.
I have, Professor.
Well, I'm quite sure I've never seen anyone take so quickly to a second-hand wand. You'll be a force to be reckoned with when you get your own.
Thank you, Professor Fig. I appreciate you working with me before the term begins.
Who are you?
Oh, Eleazar!
George, glad my rather cryptic description of our location did not thwart your finding us.
I've apparated to more vaguely defined destinations than this. Though I confess I may have miscalculated slightly on my first try. Gave quite the fright to some theatre-goers in the West End.
It's been much too long.
Anyway.
When I received your owl, I must say I... Best not speak
Shut up.
here, Eleazar. Of course. Why don't we speak en route to Hogwarts? We have a start-of-term feast and a sorting ceremony to get to.
Wonderful idea! As long as your young charge here doesn't mind me tagging along.
Not at all,
I
sir.
don't care, sir.
After you.
Dog, I don't even know you.
Ages since I'd been to the castle. Would be good to see the old pile of rocks.
What you looking at? Freak. That must have been their favorite part of doing that little shot, not having to render in the thestrals. Who are you? Bro whipped around like he was about to be in a music video. Wonderful. Flashback. Yep, Warner Bros. Games. I do quite like the music.
I caught you before you left for Scotland.
Just barely.
And who is your traveling companion?
A new student.
Yippee!
You?
Yes, sir. I'm starting school as a 5th year.
How extraordinary.
It is indeed. None of the faculty has ever heard of anyone being admitted to Hogwarts so late.
Nor have I.
Of course, as the other 5th years will have been honing their magical skills for 4 years now, the headmaster asked if I could get our new student up to speed a bit before the term begins.
Well,
Awkward
you
little
couldn't have
smile.
asked for a better mentor. Professor Fig is not only an exceptional teacher, he's also a remarkably intuitive
stop.
and gifted wizard.
Mr. Osric is prone to flattery. I dare say it's one of the reasons he's risen so far at the ministry.
Have you seen this?
What you looking at?
I have. Opinions differ as to how great a threat Ranrock really is.
Although I've yet to convince my colleagues at the ministry,
Oh,
I believe
what
he
is that?
is a significant threat. And it was your wife, Eleazar, who alerted me to his activities months ago.
Miriam? How?
She wrote to me about Ranrock before she died, wondering what the ministry knew about his activities. Before I could respond, I received this. It was the last thing she sent me, Eleazar. It came to me via her owl, but with no correspondence. I can only assume
That she had to get rid of it quickly. To keep it safe.
presumably from Ranrock. I cannot open it. Whatever magic protects this is powerful indeed.
It looks like goblin metal. That symbol.
What's that glow?
I don't see a
Money.
glow.
Nor do I.
That's odd. Give it to the strange child. Surely nothing bad will happen. Oh,
Merlin's beard. How did you...
Wait! We do not know.
hello.
Hang on!
No, my owl. Festrals. They're so cute.
Yeah! Yeah! Jump!
No, the Festrals. Carcass horses.
The key!
The key.
Give me your hand! Accio!
I just started my 5th year at Hogwarts. I just ended my 5th year at Hogwarts. Not even a day.
Are you alright?
No.
You're hurt.
Perhaps a bit.
Take this. It's Wiggenweld potion. That stuff will right you in a second.
Well. Well, bottoms up.
What happened?
Poor George. I can't believe
By
it.
George. Anyway.
What the hell got into that damn thing? Attacking a carriage mid-air? A typical dragon would never.
Professor?
Yes, sir.
Sir,
I'm
Where are we?
scared.
I'm not sure. But that key you discovered was clearly a port key.
portkey.
An item enchanted to bring whoever touches it to a specific place.
Sensational.
I'm feeling better, sir, if you'd like to look around a bit.
I love how tall we are.
I would. But stay close. We've no idea who created this port key. Or why.
I cannot jump. It does not allow me to jump yet, which is fine. She just starts walking away. It's like, yeah, I don't really want to go to Hogwarts that bad. I think I'll just go home. Rather not be eaten by a dragon.